You see, as the years go on and on and on and on, we just start to see a bigger divide when it comes to wealthy people and people who are not wealthy, people who are in poverty, right? There's this huge wage gap. There's this huge just gap of money that consistently just keeps growing and growing and growing. And especially with men these days, it's very hard for a lot of men to make a lot of money. And this isn't going to be a video around how to make money and how to do this, but it's really the mentality around making money. It's the mentality around becoming wealthy, becoming rich, right? Because at the end of the day, if you don't have this mentality, if you don't have this type of thought process throughout your day, you're not going to be able to achieve what you need to achieve. Because yes, can I give you prescriptions in terms of, hey, go do this to make money, go do that to make money? Easily. But one thing you do have to understand about that is that making money in a specific vehicle or in a specific way is very personal, right? It's a very spiritual like encounter. It's not going to be similar to everybody else. No one can tell you how you're going to go make money. It's just going to come to you as you're trying many, many different things, right? But at the end of the day, if you want to have the mentality that's going to allow for you to make money in those different situations, this is going to be the video for you, right? So I used to be like this when I was younger. When I was always struggling to figure out how I was going to make money, what I was going to go do, I always had this mentality of not ever being aggressive with opportunities, right? I never had the eye for opportunities. That's the first thing that you have to understand. The mentality you have to have is always be seeking new opportunities. There are opportunities to make money everywhere you look, but you have to start training your brain to be able to understand that. And that comes from studying business models, right? Studying how different businesses work. The first thing you have to ask yourself if you walk into anywhere is, how are these people taking my money? That's the first thing you have to ask. That's what goes through my head everywhere that I go. If I go to a restaurant, I say, why did I go to this restaurant? What did they do to make me go to this restaurant? What did they have on the menu that made me actually like pull out my card and pay them? Was it peer pressure from my friends because they have social proof and everybody wants to go there? Why did I go there? If you're going to clubs, right? Why did I go to that club? What made me want to go to that club? What did they market it as? You have to start studying these different things to understand how money is being taken from you. And then you start using that to then open your eyes to new opportunities that are around you. Because now those opportunities will start to be similar, right? You're going to start to see a pattern of opportunities around you. And it's the time that you start seeing opportunities when you're going to start being able to make money. Because money is all about opportunity. Money is all about value, right? And to be able to drive value, you need to figure out where that opportunity is so that you can actually start capitalizing on it. That's the biggest thing you have to do, is finding opportunity. Seek it. Every time you wake up in the morning, the first thing you need to be seeking is opportunity. Every day is a new day. That's another thing that you have to understand. A big blocker for me, and even to this point, I struggle with this a lot, is carrying past pitfalls or failures, if we want to call them, to the next day. That's another thing that you want to avoid when you're trying to, get into the state of making money consistently and effortlessly. You want to wake up every morning as a brand new man. You are a brand new person. You have a brand new start. You need to start thinking about it like that, because that's going to allow for you to start to have that positive emotion to then start seeking opportunities and then start capitalizing on them. If you're doom and gloom every day when you wake up and you're just like hungover from previous failures that you've had every single day, it starts to compound to the point where you become a perpetual failure. And most men right now are perpetual failures. They're constantly looking back at all the things that they've done bad before and letting it impact their future or their current state, their present state. You have to kill all of the previous failures that you think you've had and move on. When you wake up that morning, you're excited because this is a new day to make new money. And all you have to do is just seek opportunities like a hunter. You have to become a hunter. You cannot be this person who's relying on a paycheck every 2 weeks. I don't care if you have a job right now. Even if you have a job, that's even better. Now you don't have to scramble as much. It's good to scramble. It's good to put yourself, I've put myself in the predicament so many times to like, okay, this is gonna be due this time, let me empty everything out and then let me see if I can find an opportunity. I've done that subconsciously just because that's just how I like it. I like to be in that adrenaline flow. I like to go seek out like opportunities when literally there's something on the line, right? I don't like comfort a lot. I like to be uncomfortable sometimes. I think comfort is where you start to die. You don't grow in comfort, right? So I always try to artificially make things uncomfortable for me. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that you need to do. You need to become uncomfortable consistently. Seek opportunities of uncomfortability, because that's where everything is going to start working out for you. That is where you're going to grow to become the person you want to be. Is when you start to find yourself in more uncomfortable situations and you're able to actually thrive in those uncomfortable situations. You're actually able to grow in those uncomfortable situations. You need to make sure that you have that down packed before you try anything else. Is be uncomfortable. Because when you're comfortable, you will not take risks. You will not want to do anything. You will literally just want to sleep in your bed all day and just chill. And that's not where money's made, right? The other thing you have to understand too is it doesn't matter how much time you put in. Time does not equal money. See, society has allowed for us to believe that time equals money when in reality, it's not. Value equals money, right? Don't try to be working 12, 15 hours a day because hustle culture told you to, and all these gurus on social media that are business gurus have told you that you need to work 12 to 15 hours a day. That's not true at all. You need to work to the proportion of which that value is. You need to apply leverage, find leverage points to be able to use so that the work that you put in can 10x, can 3x, can 5x. It's not about how much time you work, it's about what you work on. That's the biggest thing. Someone can make $1 million in a fraction of the amount of time as somebody who basically spends all their days doing the wrong thing. Someone who does the right thing consistently, focuses on that specific action that has leverage, will make far more money in a small amount of time than the person who focuses on something that will not have the leverage, that does not generate them the income that they want, and they focus on that 24 hours a day. It's literally that simple. You have to figure out what is the right thing I need to work on. What is the thing that's going to move the needle the biggest? Focus on revenue generating activities, income generating activities. Don't focus on the new logo for this business that you're thinking of. Don't focus on, what location should I make the storefront? Don't focus on, what colors should I use? Focus on selling. Focus on selling the idea first. Now I'm talking about business, but this is just like sell the idea and then execute once you've figured out and you've verified that people want that specific thing, that idea that you have. Then you go create it and then you deliver it and you make money. You can do this on a small scale, you can do this on a mass scale. But that is ultimately the fundamental of how you can see providing value, how you can see money. You need to have the mindset. I go back to this. The hunter mindset is everything. You need to be seeking opportunities like a shark. Anytime you see a little bit of blood drawn in any little area, you need to be attacking. You find someone who really needs something, go and get that thing that they need and sell it to them. Don't be afraid of that. Another thing in terms of mindset that people mess up on is they're afraid to ask for money. And I don't mean ask for money from a, how do I say this? A philanthropic or like from a way of just like begging, but they're afraid to actually ask for the value that they provide. I'll give you an example, right? I have a lot of people that reach out to me a lot for different, maybe it's a modeling gig, maybe it's just like a one-off, just help that they need with something. And these people are friends of mine. They're not close friends to where, yeah, I'll do this for free for you because I know you, we cool, we work with each other all the time. No, I have my guys like that. But these are like more acquaintances, right, that I've been cool with and we've exchanged value multiple times. See, I realize I'm like, man, I'm leaving so much money on the table because I'm worth so much more, but I've never actually taken the time to actually tell them how much I'm worth, how much it'll cost to have me do that specific thing. So as human beings, it's very easy to exploit that. It's not that they're malicious people. They're not bad. They naturally just exploit the fact that they can get this for free. But when I started to understand the business side of things, which I'm urging you to do, and say, well, where are they getting their money from? Oh, someone's paying them for this specific thing. So that means they have a budget, which means I should be getting paid for going there. This isn't just a free like one-off thing. I've already done that, right? So now I've realized that you have to be comfortable saying what your prices are. You have to be comfortable pitching people. You have to be comfortable closing people. The best entrepreneurs are the best closers. That's a fact. So you have to understand what your value is so that when people start asking you for services, you don't just do things for free and then have resentment for them in the future. See, the person who makes a lot of money, the person who becomes wealthy is the person who knows their value and can articulate it and then can get the money from it, right? That's how it works. They can show the value and they can extract the money from providing that service. You have to learn how to do this. Do this in every little area of your life. Figure out ways to make money in different things. Figure out how you can position yourself so it doesn't sound grifty. It doesn't sound like you're just trying to take. But learn how to articulate yourself. Communication is everything. That's another thing that you have to learn. From mindset to communication. How you communicate your value, how you communicate what you're doing to make the money that you want to make is everything. How I communicate to some of the clients that come into me for fitness is everything. How I communicate the value I'm providing to them. It could be the same as every other fitness coach out there, but the way I communicate it changes the entire service as a whole. All right, that's another thing that I'm working on right now. I'm working on actually building out a communications coaching thing that I want to help people with, because everyone's always asking me, like, how do you communicate? How do you communicate? How do you communicate? How do you communicate so well on camera? How are you so socially adept? How do you know these things, right? And I think it's just time to start helping you guys out. So if you guys are interested in that, drop an email, martel@mindofmartel.com. Drop me an email if you're interested. We can talk more about how we can make that work. I'm working with startup founders. I'm trying to work with a lot of just people who are working, people who really need the communication to make more money. That's really what I want to do. It's not just to get girls. I don't care about that. I care about communicating to provide value and to extract value, right? So anyway, back to regular scheduled programming. You have to be able to communicate extremely well if you want to make a lot of money. You have to be able to persuade people very well. You have to be able to your body language is everything, right? Obviously, I tell you, get in shape. You get in shape, you can present yourself extremely well, and then when you can speak very well, that's double trouble, and people just literally just throw money at you, right? That's literally how it works. Obviously, have something to sell, that's another thing. But that's actually what I want to move into, is having something to sell. See, most of you're watching this video right now and you have nothing to sell to anybody at any point in time. You're literally wasting opportunities just breathing and going to different places by not having something to sell. Everybody is selling you something, so why don't you sell something to other people? Your money is going towards something. Every single day there's a negative in your account with something being withdrawn. Why not have positives at the same magnitude of that negative? With greater figures? Well, the way that you do that is you need to build either a product or a service that you can provide to people at any point in time. That way you're always selling your service. And obviously when you communicate very well, it doesn't sound like you're pitching all the time, right? If you can communicate the value extremely well, if you know how to be able to introduce that conversation. But you need to always have a service or product that you are willing to sell to somebody, because that is going to allow for you to have way more at-bats throughout the day, and you're going to be able to make way more money because you're able to pitch it consistently, and you will find someone who pays for it. Now, the next thing you have to understand is you cannot waste days. This is the final thing that I want to leave you guys off with. Do not waste your days. See, I used to do this a lot where like my days would be completely wasted. I wouldn't necessarily understand how I was going to get what I was going to get, how I was going to make the money I was going to make, how I was going to do what I needed to do. I always figured out the thing that I needed to do at the very last minute when I was going to go to sleep. And that always messed me up completely. That always completely just shot me, because I would realize that I'd be wasting my time throughout the day. I'd waste an entire, let's say 15, 16 hours in a day. And I wouldn't necessarily do what I need to get done to move the needle that day. I wouldn't make any money that day. See, when you start to think about money and you start to want to build wealth and become that hunter, every single day you figure out, how much money did I make today? See, society has been easily manipulated into believing that you need to think about how much money you're going to make in 2 weeks with one check. When in reality, you should be thinking about how much money am I going to make today? How much money am I going to make tomorrow, to maximize your days? See, it's so easy. We've been tricked into this bi-weekly payout or monthly payout, however your job does it, so that you can just drift throughout the days. But when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a hunter, or even if you have a side hustle that you're doing, every day is like, oh, how much money did I make on it today? Boom. How much money did I make on it today? How much money? Every day is all about how much money did I make on the thing that I wanted to do today. versus how much money am I going to make in 2 weeks so I can coast until those 2 weeks, struggle until those 2 weeks. No, the entrepreneur, no matter where he's at, if you're a competent entrepreneur and you have these things that I'm telling you, these characteristics, these traits, these habits that I'm telling you, you can be at 0 one day and at 10K the next day. That is why entrepreneurs have ultimate confidence, because they know that they have the delivery system, they have the services that they're providing that can literally be monetized in one day if they create really good content that day or they talk to the right person that day. You always have to be prepared with an offer. And every single day you have to wake up and figure out, how much money am I going to make today? Because that's what's going to change your life exponentially. That's what's going to actually build wealth exponentially, is actually starting to make money by the day. First, it's going to be by the week, or really by the month, right? So you start off, make money every month. How much money do I want to make? Then it's going to be every week. How much money am I going to make? Then it's going to be every day. How much money am I going to make? Then it's going to be every hour. How much money am I going to make? Then when you get really elite, how much money am I going to make per second? Right? Now you're just getting like residuals. You're getting money just coming in. It's like you're a money printer, right? But that takes time. But all I'm telling you is you need to adopt these mindset shifts, these habits, just these perspectives, so that you can start to see more monetary success in your life. Because I'm tired of seeing people broke. I'm tired of getting on calls with dudes who are broke. You should not be broke right now, because you have value. You have something that people want. You have something that people want to actually buy from you. You either don't know how to communicate it well, you either don't have the principles and the discipline to be able to achieve tasks, do tasks that'll actually make you money every day, or you simply just don't have the drive or the motivation because you feel like you're worthless. It's one of those three. Or 4, you're just completely an idiot, which you're not, because you use an iPhone, you know how to use that, you know how to text people, you're watching this video right now, so I know you're not an idiot. You just simply need to have those 3 things in check. Also, for the end of this, join Training Grounds if you haven't gotten in shape. That's baseline. That's like literally brushing your teeth. That's hygiene. You need to be in shape. That's going to help you with all of this stuff. That's going to help you sleep better so you can wake up more energized. That's going to help you present yourself better to other people. That's going to help you feel better about yourself, feel confident, feel motivated every day. Join Training Grounds, train with me. You get a training program, you get a nutrition plan, you get accountability, group accountability, you get paired up with somebody else in our private men's group. You also get group coaching from me once a week. It's all for $97 a month. This is probably the best deal you're going to get. As a trainer, trainers get paid $85 to $150 an hour. I was getting paid $100 an hour when I was a trainer. I was training people. You're literally getting that. You pay $100 for a month to get access to me, to learn from me from a physical standpoint. If you want coaching when it comes to communication, when it comes to social mastery, again, email me, martel@mindofmartel.com. I will help you out with that. I'm still building out the coaching offer. I want to take some beta clients and to be able to test it out, get some results for them. I'll give it to you at a massive discount. But I'm excited to work with you guys and provide more value to you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend if they needed this video to be able to get in that mindset, get in that perspective shift to make more money. I love y'all. Conquer the world, conquer your life, conquer yourself. I'm gonna catch you on the next video.